The core of his deck looks to be 4 Desperate Ravings, 3 Forbidden Alchemy, 3 Mana Leak, 3 Pristine Talisman. Those are the core. Those are the only 4s or 3s he has. The rest is a smattering of 2s and 1s. Sever the Bloodlines, Batter Skulls, Ratchet Bombs, Curse of Death's Hold, Black and Blue Sun Zenith, Whip Flare and Slagstorm, Go for the Throat.
I feel like 2 main deck Whip Flares is going to be pretty relevant in this matchup.
Yeah, for sure. Slagstorm the beating also.
Yeah.
For his creature suite, Olivia Valdarin, Inferno Titan, Snapcaster Mage, Karn Liberated, Liliana of the Veil.
I noticed he used to have 2 and he scratched it out. I think he's going to wish he had 2 right now.
2 Inferno Titan?
2 Inferno Titan.
Yeah. Inferno Titan's pretty good against this token deck.
Yeah, and then Timothy Jones, his deck is Champion of Parish, Doom Traveler, Blade Splicer, Hero Blade Hold, Honor the Pure, Intangible Virtue, Gather the Townsfolk, Swimming Souls. I mean, this is pretty much the exact black-white token decks I think we drafted a long time ago that haven't been good.
Right.
But we haven't seen till now. He's obviously doing very well today.
Yeah, his only loss came to a blue-white human deck.
Oh, interesting.
And it was really, really close. It went to turn 5 of extra turns.
So I've got to think that Victor probably has the advantage game 1.
I think so.
Though he only has 1 Black Sun Zenith.
But he has 2 Slagstorm, 2 Whip Flare.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, so
2 Ratchet Bomb also.
Yeah, he seems like a big favorite game 1.
Yeah.
Then game 2, what does Victor have to bring in? Has he got more? We've got another Black Sun. I see that.
A Curse of Death's Hold. More Ratchet Bombs.
Another Ratchet Bomb.
Other than that, though, not a heck of a lot. Wormcoil Engine, I suppose, will come in.
And it looks like Timothy Jones, he can bring in Stony Silences for those Ratchet Bombs. He's got Mirror Crusaders, might just probably... Okay, that's probably not very good.
No, it seems like Mirror Crusader should be, but it's actually not.
He just has too much red.
Right.
You know, the Whip Players will just take it right out.
So here they go. Victor is on the play, and both players, I believe, have kept their 7.
Yeah. Always nice to see that.
Mm-hmm.
I like seeing a good fair game of Magic.
Yeah. Both players on 4, both players on 7, as long as it's the same.
If my opponent mulls a 3, I'm just going to go to 3.
Automatically.
Automatically.
Right.
Out of a sign of respect.
That's really nice of you. I don't know if
he's
he's going to return the
favor. He's never going to do that.
So Victor leads with Sulphur Falls. That's a land we don't see too often in Standard.
Timmy Jones, no turn 1 play.
Yeah, he doesn't have a heck of a lot of them. 8 of them. Well, actually, no, he does have 8.
Yeah. Now, he had better be living on something good here. Oh, he passes again.
Wow. So
Victor, he's getting lots of time to set up his deck.
Yeah, he is.
And passes back. I imagine Timothy's going to play something like a Lingering Souls right here.
Yep.
Which will probably just get mana leaked.
He really hoped Victor doesn't have a Dissipate.
Yeah.
Little does he know Victor does not play Dissipate. But it's not going to stop him from worrying about it, is it?
No, it's not. Now, it looks like next turn, Timothy will have a Hero Blade Hold.
Ooh.
Which does dodge a lot of Victor's removal, but not all of it. Blade Splicer.
Okay.
He's good. He's good.
Gonna have to tap some lands for that one, though. That is a requirement when playing Blade Splicer. There we go. So Splicer is on the stack. End of turn Forbidden Alchemy for Victor Nunez. Now, if you're Victor and your opponent leads off on Plains, Isolated Chapel, Blade Splicer, what do you most want to have here? Wow. Well, apparently not Curse of Death's Hold.
Yeah, apparently not. That's wow. What could he have gotten off that he pitched the curse?
Not sure. Slagstorm, a land, maybe.
Maybe he just needed a land. Pristine Talisman's that's actually pretty good right here.
Yeah, it is. Pristine Talisman is going to put in a ton of work in this matchup.
Now, the biggest concern for Victor right here is probably Sorin plus the
emblem.
The emblem. That's pretty scary.
Yeah, it is. That emblem does not go away, ever.
No, it does not. Well, I have to. Man, what could he have taken over that curse?
I think it's probably a land.
Yeah, must be.
Because really, when your opponent's on black-white tokens and you've been a Curse of Death's Hold, I guess Olivia Valdarin's okay.
Another curse, maybe?
Maybe. He only plays 2, though.
You never know.
Olivia, Slagstorm.
None of those as good as...
Karn Liberated.
None of those nearly as good as that curse.
Intangible Virtue for Timothy. And another Intangible Virtue.
Woo!
So that's going to be a big golem.
That is a big golem.
That's 6 coming at Victor.
Big Vigilance golem.
Negate 1 of it, go to 15. Tap Pristine Talisman, Maze of a target Blade Splicer.
He might have to deal with this guy pretty soon.
Hmm.
This golem is getting a little scary.
Yeah.
And now Lingering Souls, my god.
Wow. Lingering Souls goes from 3 mana, put 2 1/1s, put 2 3/3 Vigilances. So 5 mana, Black Sun
for 3.
For 3, not that good.
Not killing that golem. Golem is still 2/2.
So if Victor Nunez's best play is Black Sun for 3, he is not in good shape here.
No, and especially, I mean, he only plays 1 Black Sun.
Right.
Main deck. So the odds of him drawing that again, pretty low.
Mm-hmm.
So if Timothy Jones was to go, you know, Lingering Souls, he would pretty much need to draw a Ratch Bomb.
Yeah. Slagstorm also. So Vault of the Archangel for Timothy. And we'll see what he has.
I imagine this token is going to get in for 2 at some point. You know, he does have a Lingering Souls.
Yeah, I have to imagine Lingering Souls is the play here.
Do you play it and flash it back, or do you just play it and hold the flashback back to see if nothing happens? That's the question.
I think I might just play it. If Victor is so desperate that he has to Black Sun for 3 in that spot.
That's what I'm thinking too.
He could have, well, because he could easily still have a Slagstorm in his hand also.
Yeah.
Slagstorm wouldn't have been a good play against Blade Splicer Golem token. Oh, Soren.
Lord of Innistrad.
That's a fine one too.
And here you're okay making tokens because they're already 3/3s.
Yeah, I think I'd just make a token here.
Yeah, I mean, and if I could have played the Lingering Souls also, I would have made the emblem, but.
Right. But he can do that next turn.
Or maybe
no, he can't.
He just is making the emblem apparently.
Wow. So Soren emblems. Not sure I like that.
Yeah, I much would have rather, made a token.
This will be 1 extra damage a turn.
Yeah.
A token would be it would up Soren and it'd be 3 extra damage a turn. So Soren, the powerful planeswalker from Dark Ascension, haven't seen that played much, but
and a Doom Traveler.
Wow.
Man.
Victor Nunez is in a really tough spot here. He's at 13.
Yeah, it is not looking good for Victor.
No. This seemingly slow start from Timothy. Oh yeah, this is a Slagstorm here. Red 1. Slagstorm. Killing Soren.
All right.
If that had made a token,
so Soren would still be alive.
Yeah.
Token might be dead, but
right. And Soren could threaten his ultimate, just churn out emblems, churn out tokens.
Yeah, this is a matchup certainly where the Soren's emblem seems like it'll probably be pretty good. Or Soren's ultimate, rather.
Right.
Timothy Jones, threatening, 6 points here? 1, 2, 4 points. 3.
Yep, the Doom Traveler not affected by the Virtue. We'll see what Victor has. Victor doesn't have too much.
It's 5 points because the 3/2 Golem and the 2/1.
Oh, right, with the Soren emblem.
Right.
So Victor for 3 mana can go for the throat. He can Desperate Ravings. He can Mana Leak. He can Forbidden Alchemy. He has a lot of options.
Yeah, none of them are particularly good options though.
No, he needs to find something like an Olivia Valdarin quickly.
Yeah, real quickly. And it's not even like Olivia's that great right now.
No.
I think we need right here's Inferno Titan.
Yes. So Lingering Souls for Timothy. That's going to resolve.
Scary.
Wow. That
Second Slagstorm right now.
Yeah, and now if you're Timothy, you do not flash this back.
No.
And he wisely does not.
He did. Oh, did he?
I'm not sure he gets 3 spirits. I think maybe it's just 2.
It is just 2.
Lingering Souls is good, but
he must have flashed it back, but he
only has 3 mana tapped.
Unless it's off to the other side.
Yeah, I'm.
Oh, there.
Oh, okay. There we go. I'm not sure why he would flash that back. He already has way more than lethal.
Yep, double whip flare.
Yep. So that'll punish him for it a little bit.
That will clear out the board. Now, of course,
no, that golem is not dead.
No,
that golem is still alive.
That golem is still alive. And that, there it goes to the golem again. That spirit, and he just is lethal now.
Yeah, I think he's dead. Unless he has a go for the throat.
Has 3 on it. Token is going to do 4 damage. That'll be 7 exactly.
So it looks like Victor has a Mana Leak in hand, He has an Olivia, yeah, and he
He's
scoops
just
him
going
up.
to back it in.
So,
Yep.
Intangible Virtue really showing its worth that game.
Interestingly enough, in this matchup, you saw Whip Flare, which should have been great,
Not
not
that
work
good.
out. I mean, he had the one creature in his deck that produces artifacts.
Right. And you know what's pretty interesting also is that Curse of Deathhold wouldn't really have been that good that game. It's like when
It's
you pay 5
surprising, yeah.
mana versus their 2 mana enchantment, it's not that great.
Yeah, and just having so many of the enchantments too. I mean, if you can negate one, that's fine. But when you throw the emblem on there, it just would not have been enough.
Yeah.
So looking at sideboards, Timothy has Shrine of Loyal Legions.
Wow.
That seems like it's probably pretty good in this match.
You almost wonder if that could be a main deck card.
I wonder if it could be too. I mean, it does produce colorless tokens, right?
Oh, right. They're colorless
so-
mirrors rather than.
So the Honor of the Pure is not going to get anything off of it, but
Never mind then.
But
Still good with Virtue.
it's still with Virtue. It gets around. I believe they're artifacts, right? So it get around
They
Whip
are.
Flare.
They are artifacts.
So that seems pretty good. And unlike the blue black deck, I think it's much better against this deck than it is the blue black deck.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I think you have a lot more time and you don't have to worry about certain things.
You don't have to worry about curse as much because you have the Virtue.
Right. Yeah, you have the full 8 pump effects plus
Right.
Sorin.
So yeah, we'll definitely see Timothy bring in the Shrine.
The big question for me is Stony Silence.
Stony Silence. What did he see from Victor? That
Well, it doesn't matter.
simply Ratchet Bomb?
Simply Ratchet Bomb. You know?
I don't know if that's worth it. Just for some number of Ratchet Bombs that are probably in your opponent's deck, but what if your opponent just decided not to include Ratchet Bomb in his deck? It's possible.
I guess it is possible.
I don't know if I'd board that in. I might save that for game 3.
And I think this is the biggest problem with blue-white tokens is that you have these weird sideboards where everyone does have Ratchet Bomb, and now you got to figure out, okay, what do I take out?
Right, but they never have 4 Ratchet Bomb. That's the thing.
They never have 4 Ratchet Bomb. Well, sometimes they do.
Not usually, but
He has 3 Ratchet Bombs.
it's just tough to bring in a sideboard card that only affects 3 of your opponent's
Yeah.
cards.
Yeah.
I definitely think we'll see. Well,
We're going to see a lot out of Victor's deck.
yeah.
We are going to see, let's see.
Worm Coils, we'll see for sure.
Yep, Worm Coil's the other curse.
Yep, the other curse.
Probably good
We'll
enough.
see Sever the Bloodline.
Yep, we'll see the Ratchet Bomb.
Yep.
We'll see
We'll
the Blackstone Zenith.
We'll see Negate. Negate actually counters quite a few things in Timothy's deck.
Yeah.
Most importantly, Sorin and the pump effects, the anthems.
So what's he going to take out?
Yeah, that's the question, isn't it?
Now, he never cast a Desperate Ravings.
He never cast Ravings. I think he can take out some number of draw spells. He has 4 Ravings, 3 Alchemy. That's pretty slow.
It is a little slow.
He'll definitely take out the 2 Lilianas.
Yeah, they're pretty horrid in this
Yeah,
matchup.
they're about the worst that Liliana can
I
ever
could see
be.
Karn going too, which is
Yeah, just
it-
a little slow.
you know, if you can +4 it, okay, but even if you get it up, you know, like you restart the game, he has so many instants and all
Right.
these things that you don't want to restart the game with nothing.
Yeah, exactly. He'll just remove. Well, at that point in the game, when you start upping it, the token deck should have no cards in the hand. Also,
Right, or it's going to be discarding,
Go for the throats.
right, Intangible Virtue,
O-rings.
right, and nothing that will come into play.
Right. So, Victor Nunez will also probably board out Snapcaster Mage. Doesn't really flash back a heck of a lot in his deck. Mana Leak's not what he wants to be doing.
No.
Go for the throat. It doesn't really do much.
I don't know. I mean, it does get, things like black. I guess.
Whip Flare and Slagstorm.
Flare and Slagstorm.
Those are the
Yeah.
big ones, I think. But other than that, I mean, it's really expensive.
It's so hard to board out a Snapcaster Mage.
Right, it is.
Like, let's
it
just
hurts.
be honest.
It hurts.
It
yeah.
does hurt.
But I think
No.
this is one of the rare cases where it could be right.
I don't think he's going to board it out. I think he's going to leave that one in.
Okay.
It doesn't help that if he boards it out, I'm not sure how he wins.
Right. He'll only be left with 2 Olivia and 1 Inferno Titan, especially if he's boarding out
and
Karns.
he'll have the Batter Skull, but he just will not have a whole lot of win conditions.
Worm Coil Engine.
Yeah, and Worm Coil. Well, that's true. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Snapcaster's in it for good. I just can't imagine. I can't imagine boarding that out.
Most players don't ever board out a card like Snapcaster that has such utility. What's interesting about Victor's deck is that it's probably a lot better versus a deck like Humans, but it's probably a lot worse in something like a matchup like Blue-Black because he has 0 Nephalia Drown Yards.
Yeah, he's just blue-black mirror. He's just going to get decked.
Yeah, I think almost every time.
Instead of like Desperate Ravings, you know, it's an interesting card, but it seems like it seems like a very hard card for a long tournament like this.
Right.
Because the amount of games you're going to lose because you just discarded the wrong cards seems non-trivial over 10 rounds.
Desperate Ravings is really, really good, and it's a kind of hard that it's kind of card that hasn't really found a home yet. Blue red is not really a common color combination right now.
I do really, really like the Pristine Talisman.
Yeah, that card's great.
That card is wonderful.
You know what? That could be a card that could go in that black, green, white ramp deck we saw earlier.
It could. It could. How about our 4-color Rooftop Storm deck?
We might want to go with Manolith for that one.
No. No faith whatsoever.
You are a greedy, greedy man.
Yeah, well, sometimes you gotta get greedy.
Yeah. So I think Black-White Tokens is pretty favored in this matchup. I think we're going to see Timothy Jones mercilessly crush Victor Nunez here.
I see. Yeah, I want to think that Victor's deck is just gonna beat this, but just after we saw the first game, I don't know if he just drew really poorly what the deal was.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, he just has so much in this matchup, but maybe it just all that adds up into not doing anything.
Yeah, Victor can never close out a game. He'll give Timothy a ton of time with his cards like Honor of the Pure and Intangible Virtue. Every creature he draws is just so good.
Maybe if after he goes up on Ratchet Bombs, he has some kind of game. Like
maybe. Yeah,
Ratchet Bomb for 2 to get Honors and Virtues. Like
that's really good. Yeah.
That's big game.
He didn't draw any Ratchet Bombs.
Yep, and we're off. Victor led off with a turn 1 Sulphur Falls, and Timothy has a turn 1 champion. So now, champion by itself isn't too scary, but if he has a gather right here, Victor can blow the Ratchet Bomb to kill those tokens, but
yeah, that's still a wild Nakadal on turn 1.
Yeah, it is. It is. And it looks like he does have that.
I have to imagine he's going to play it here.
Oh no!
No, he has different plans.
That's Doom Traveler.
Yep, swings for 2 with a champion.
Yes, is there a counter on that?
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a May card.
I don't know. Oh, they're correcting it.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
So it looks like they both knew it was there, but
you know, sometimes you're like counter attack,
right?
And you know, you're trying to save time. It's respectable.
So that ticks up to 1.
I imagine this Ratchet Bomb's going to pop here.
Yeah, and
prevent 3 damage.
Timothy would love that because he has 3 enchantments in hand that all cost 2. He would love those cards to be saved.
Yeah, he is not going to play those.
He might play 1.
Ratchet Bomb. But he is playing 1.
Yep, there's an honor. And wow, Ratchet Bomb blows him up anyway.
Yep. I mean, I think you probably Ratchet Bomb for 1. Well, maybe not.
Creatures are just so much easier for Victor's deck to deal with than enchantments.
You're going to take a lot of damage. You're going to take 5.
Mm-hmm. So Victor takes 0 damage, but Timothy does get a Spirit Token. 2/2 because of that honor. And he'll say go.
Now, do you just run out all the rest of your enchantments here, or do you... Well, it looks like you drew another Doom Traveler.
Yeah.
So maybe you play out...
I'd play 1 more enchantment and a Traveler.
I like that. Just keep like 1 Virtue, 1 Honor, or just 2 Honors or something like that in play.
Yep. Timothy Jones, though, not sure what his play is. We also don't know all the cards in his hand.
That's true.
And we have absolutely no knowledge of Victor's hand.
Yep, and he starts off with an Honor. He's going to try to attack for 3 here, I imagine. May or may not be successful at it.
Wow.
And a Virtue. If Victor has a removal spell, he will be using it right here. And
token comes in for 4. Wow, nothing.
He does not.
He must be planning on end of turn Forbidden Alchemy. Figure he can take... or he'll just draw a card. Wow. No Desperate Ravings, no Alchemy, no Mana Leak, no Kill Spell. I wonder what Victor Nunez has in hand.
Ratchet Bomb, maybe? Yeah, Ratchet Bomb, but do you have the time to tick Ratchet Bomb up to 2? That's the question.
Yeah, it depends what Victor has in hand.
I mean, that's what you want to do.
But, yeah, Yeah, I just don't think he'll have the time unless he has some removal spells that he hasn't played yet.
He's taken
He has
4.
a Sever, a Mana Leak.
I mean, he theoretically has the time. The question is, you know, Timothy has to do nothing else until this happens.
Right.
He gets to play whatever he wants to. Because, you know, if Victor blows it on anything but 2, you know, there's pretty much no way Timothy could lose this game.
Yeah, Victor has to tick that Ratchet Bomb up to 2, even if it means taking a ton of damage to do so.
You just can't beat that many the palm enhancements.
Yeah. So Ratchet Bomb goes up to 1. Victor Nunez untaps. He has a Mana Leak and a Sever the Bloodline in hand. Have to imagine the Doom Traveler will be severed here. Unless Victor draws something better.
As sad as it is, you know.
Hey, he'll also still be able to flash it back too.
Yeah. Here comes Sever. Goes the token.
Wow.
He does save 1 more damage, I guess.
He does, but he's going to have to deal with that Doom Traveler.
Yeah, at some point.
Token. You know, unless his plan is to flashback Sever on that.
Right. He gets man the flashback now. He'll go next turn.
Yeah. So Timothy draws a land for his turn, sitting with a Hero of Bladehold in his hand. We'll see if he plays it into this Mana Leak.
You obviously attack first.
Yep. Victor drops to 7. Intangible Virtue, of course, does not affect the Doom Traveler.
Does not.
Timothy's hand, is that a Blade Splicer?
It does look to be a Blade Splicer. I'll probably play that over the hero right now.
Well, you definitely don't want your hero
Countered.
to get countered, right?
You don't.
But he goes with the hero.
But he is risking it, and it's going to get leaked. And now Victor is going to pump up that... Pump that up, and he's going to blow those enchantments up.
He'll be so happy to have lived this long.
Yeah.
And now Victor will also probably flashback Sever on that Doom Traveler, leaving Timothy with no permanence.
He just passes. He wants to take the 1.
Does that Sulphur Falls come into play untapped?
I didn't. Did it just come into play?
I think that's tapped.
I can't tell if there's a mountain behind that swamp.
No, that's another Sulphur Falls. Either way, Victor probably won't need 7 mana this turn. And there those go. And the Doom Traveler crashes in for 1. Drops Victor to 6.
Yeah, well, what if you...
And we'll probably see a Blade Splicer here. So there's the Sulphur Falls tap.
That's good. I was concerned about if you had Forbidden Alchemy.
Right. And Timothy's probably trying to decide if he should wait for 1 more land to play around Mana Leak or not. I'm not sure you can afford to.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point you just start running stuff out. You know, Victor's pretty far behind. You can't give him enough time to actually recover. I mean, especially if you have to realize that Grafdigger's Cage.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, so that shuts off that Sever. That'll shut off Desperate Ravens. Shut off Forbidden Alchemy.
That's huge right now.
Shut off Snapcaster.
I mean, considering that he really didn't see anything.
Grafdigger's Cage getting Mana Leaked.
Well, I mean, he pretty much has to. With the way his deck works, that card is going to be rough for him. Does that mean he's going to play 2 Mana Leaks on a Grafdigger's Cage?
I think that'll be a win in Timothy Jones's book if he does.
Yeah, I'd take that all day long.
I don't think Victor has another Mana Leak in his hand. Wow! Victor Nunez. Jeez. If he had just paid for that, he'd still have a Blade Splicer in his hand.
Yeah, it makes... Well, yeah, jeez. Especially because he pays for it, Still the Blade Splicer.
Yeah, so now it's just Doom Traveler versus Snapcaster. They're drawing off the top.
That is not, and Victor has a Forbidden Alchemy in his deck. He's got a Sever.
In his graveyard, yeah.
That is not a matchup I want to be in. I don't want to fight that match.
No, that's crazy.
He really needs to play a Sorin or a hero right now.
Yeah, Lingering Souls would be okay if he doesn't flash it back. But
Lingering Souls would be pretty good.
Yep. And I think that was an honor to the pure off the top for Timothy Jones. Victor didn't do anything on his turn. I guess that wasn't an honor of the pure. dropping Victor to 5. And another Blade Splicer.
Blade Splicer. Threatening potentially lethal next turn. So Victor has nothing.
Ancient Grudge.
Wow.
Huh. Interesting sideboard card.
Yeah.
That only kills Blade Splicer tokens.
And it has done its job.
Yes, it has. So Victor doesn't have anything for his turn. Timothy untaps. 2 power to Victor's 5 life.
He is within driving distance, really.
Yeah. He's really close to killing Victor with this motley crew of creatures.
I think that'd be an apt description of these guys.
Yeah. It could only get more ridiculous if he had another Blade Splicer without the Golem. Timothy, though, just has a land in hand, I believe.
Just passes.
With 2 lands.
Victor's got. I mean, how has Victor just not casted Desperate Ravings this entire match?
I don't know. If he had, these games would be a lot different. He has so many great cards he can draw.
And
severs the Spirit token. Yeah, and if he had just severed that Doom Traveler, instead of that Spirit token, he would be in way better shape.
Yeah,
this game.
he'd be at a lot more life. It appears to be a Shrine of Loyal Allegiance.
So that Blade Splicer will drop Victor to 2. Victor would love a Pristine Talisman right now. That would be
I'm
fine.
sure he would. He'd probably love it in Inferno Titan also.
Yeah, that'd be just fine.
I'm sure he'd take an Olivia.
Yep, he'd take an Olivia. He would.
That's that shrine. That shrine is dangerous. He needs to get Inferno Titan just so he can lock this game up.
Right. He needs it right now.
Yeah.
Because if that shrine goes up to 1, that threatens end of turn. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he had a green source there. I think that's a Shimmering Grotto off screen.
Must be. His Titan, he needs it now.
Oh, and there's a Sorin. So unless Victor Nunez can stop a creature or Sorin, that emblem should kill him.
Yep.
Although, if you're Timothy, do you even emblem here? Because any creature is lethal. Okay. Either way, that's a negate. Blade Splicer drops Victor to 1 life. And here's the time for Inferno Titan. Here's now.
The time of heroes, right here. Just slam it down.
Dragon Skull Summit, not what he was looking for. He says this one comes into play untapped. Look, I have a swamp.
I want to go for the throat.
So, 1 life to 20.
Dream is still alive.
Yep. Victor has so many good draws right now.
Like his entire deck. His entire deck is amazing here. How about one of his
Forbidden Alchemies?
Forbidden Alchemies, all of his Desperate Ravings.
Any of his Planeswalkers, any of his creatures. Blue Sun Zenith is in his deck.
Oh, geez, that card right now would just be ridiculous.
And Timothy Jones is out of gas.
No, he says.
No, buddy.
I am doing stuff.
I drew a 6-drop. Boom.
Worm Coil.
Possibly the best 6-drop.
Timothy is going to have to draw pretty well to get out of this one now.
Yeah, let's see. He could draw an O-ring off the top. He could draw a Sorin off the top would be fine.
It's fine. It doesn't,
Right, it doesn't win.
Win.
He does have an O-ring.
Oh, wow.
So this game just
Jeez.
goes on. Victor thought he had it, drew Worm Coil. Inferno Titan time.
Still has nothing but live draws at this point for the most part.
Oh, yeah.
And another one. Apparently, his Worm Coils were hanging out together.
Running Worm Coils. I would shuffle better post board.
We can draw running O-rings,
I
guess?
Timothy had another O-ring. Timothy had both Oblivion rings.
I think he drew that. O-ring.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and he Ancient Grudges his own creature in response to the O-ring.
Heads up play by Victor Nunez. 2 worm tokens in play, and 1 importantly with lifelink. Some classy Big Head Joe and Joey Pasco tokens.
I like those.
Joey Pasco is, of course, life.
Yeah. He's the better token.
At this point.
Comes in, and all of a sudden, the game goes from looking unwinnable for Victor to
I'm
I'm not going to say it's unwinnable for Timothy yet, but pretty good.
I would.
It's unwinnable for Timothy at this point. There's really nothing he can do to get out of this at this point. He's just too far behind.
Right. I think the blunder Timothy made this game, he didn't pay for that mana leak.
Yep, that was huge. That was huge.
Intangible Virtue shows why people don't like cards like that.
One of the strong criticisms of this deck, of the Black-White tokens, is exactly this happening, where you draw, you run out of creatures, and all you do is just draw all your Crusade effects.
Right. And then something like a late game champion.
Yep. Taking 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Wow.
Victor, of course, pinging his own creatures with Olivia to give pump Olivia up.
Yep, and Timothy has one draw. Unfortunately, he doesn't have Dave Judgments in his deck. That would do it if he did.
Yep. He's sticking it out, it looks like.
Yep. Still has one draw phase left before he is dead. Marrow Shards, kill your worms. Woo, woo, that'd be nice. So it looks like this is a total of 14 damage. That might be lethal, actually. I think Timothy's actually at 14, not 17.
That looks...
Yep, and that's the game.
The game.
Wow, how about that game, huh?
Man,
that was crazy.
I'm real impressed. I thought Victor had no shot there.
Right, he needed some cards off the top, and he did it. Worm Coil into Worm Coil into Olivia.
I mean, it's most impressive to me because, I thought his deck would be, have a much better matchup here. And, but he has played so few cards. There's all these cards we're looking at. Desperate Ravings,
Forbidden Alchemy.
Forbidden Alchemy.
Forbidden Alchemy would have broken that game wide open.
He hasn't really played any of them.
Right. Now, if I'm Timothy Jones, I immediately go to my sideboard, and I immediately side out those Shrines of Loyal Legions, I think.
I agree.
If he showed you 2 Ancient Grudge, you'd side out all your graveyard cards.
Yep.
The only question is if you keep in Draft Digger's cage. It's just so good.
I think you leave that one in.
Yeah. I think so too, though. It's pretty rough because you're taking out your artifacts, play around it, but you're leaving in that one because it's so good. Now, Timothy doesn't know that Victor Nunez only has 2 ways to flash back Ancient Grudge. He has 1 Shimmering Grotto and 1 Woodland Cemetery.
Wow. This mana base is a thing of legends.
It is.
4 Sulphur Falls, 3 Blackcleave Cliffs, 3 Darkslick Shores, 4 Island, 3 Drowned Catacomb, 2 Swamp, 2 Dragon Skull Summit, 2 Mountain, 1 Shimmering Grotto, 1 Woodland Cemetery.
Yeah, I'm interested to know how he came up with his numbers here.
Yeah, there are a lot of mana bases where you kind of understand. These numbers are just crazy.
Right. So, Timothy on the play, this is going to be a whole different animal than Timothy on the draw.
Oh, yeah,
he's going to be able to curve Victor out, outpace those Ratchet Bombs with his enchantments.
Yeah, it's pretty scary for Victor.
Yeah. If he was on the play that game, he certainly would have won.
Oh, yeah, not even close.
Sorin, though. Sorin's is sort of the one wild card here. If Timothy can just resolve a Sorin, as we saw in Game 1, Victor, the only way he had to kill Sorin was Slagstorm naming players, dealing himself 3 damage.
Yeah. So, I still don't know that he did the right thing there. I guess he +1. Yeah, he definitely should have +1 this one there, but and it put Victor in a weird spot, and he had to take a lot of extra damage that game.
Right.
That he could have avoided, but in the end it all worked out. He had to get pretty lucky to win it, but he got there.
Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, you also have to argue he had to get pretty unlucky to not draw.
He had to get really unlucky to just never draw a single curse or
to get himself into that position at all.
That's fair.
So we'll see if Timothy can curve out Victor on the play here. Turn 1 Champion, turn 2 Gather, turn 3 Lingering Souls. is pretty strong.
That is a strong play.
Really, Timothy's deck, it's got a pretty good curve. He has 8 1-drops. He only has 4 2-drops that are creatures, but that's sort of made up for in the fact that Honor of the Peer and Intangible Virtue are both fine to play on turn 3, or on turn 2 rather. He has 8 3-drops and 2 4-drops. Well, 5 if you count Sorin.
So do you think that Timothy Jones? Do you think that this is a game where he's going to have to really overextend, or does he play the more controlling matchup where he just gets enough out to force Victor to wrath and just keeps doing that?
I think Timothy Jones will overextend based on what we saw in Game 1 when he played in Flashback the Souls, but I don't think he should.
Okay.
I think he should draw out Victor's mass removal sparingly, but I don't think that's the way it's going to play out.
I get behind that.
I mean, there is something to be said for making your opponent have it, for saying, yeah, if you don't have a Slagstorm here, I win on the spot.
And it probably all depends on where you are. Like, I don't know how much time there's left in this round.
Right. That's a consideration, too.
That was a real long game.
Yeah, it was.
And, I'm looking out in the tables ahead of us. I don't see a whole lot of people playing. And, it does seem like Victor's deck would win very quickly. All right, so here they go, shuffling up for game 3. It's like 7 minutes left. Oh, it's 12 for them. Okay, they do have a little extra time for the feature match.
So 7 left in the round, but they have 12. So
yeah, I this is one of those things where I think that if there was less time, I might be more willing to go all out as Timothy Jones' deck.
Right.
Because even if if Victor just wrafts you and all that, like he still has to win.
Right.
And he has more win conditions after board, but
yeah, but still
doesn't have a whole lot.
Those worm coils still get O-ringed.
They do. They do.
Olivia Valdarn is good, but if your opponent doesn't have creatures, it does take a while to kill you.
And the blue black deck has the same problem, where you can lock it up, and it still takes 5-10 turns to kill your opponent.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not very impressive.
Nolan Adams, any deck that runs 4 Sulfur Falls gets respect in my book. Me too. Such an underplayed land.
Yeah, I agree.
A lot of people thought that Sulfur Falls was going to be the most valuable when the set came out.
It was very shortly on Moto.
Right.
Because of that blue-red deck.
Yep.
In Modern, but you're right, that card has really fallen off the radar.
So Timothy on 6 cards. Victor has kept his 7. Timothy trying to decide if he has a better shot with 5. Doesn't look like it.
Turn 1 Grafdigger's Cage. I think that's big in this matchup. It's weird because it doesn't do anything fast, but long term, that card is just so hard on Victor.
Right.
He has so many flashback cards.
A total of 14 after board.
Wow.
If you count Snapcaster, which I think you can.
And turn 2 Intangible Virtue. So he has all the bread, none of the filling.
Right. Almost like a triple mulligan here for all the good those cards are doing right now. His mana base also is just plains colorless land, so he can't cast any heroes.
Yeah. It's hurting him this game. No, this is obviously big.
Yep.
The fact that Golem will survive a Slagstorm is pretty relevant.
Right. Let's see what this is here. Pristine Talisman. Okay. So Victor will try and slow the bleeding.
For Victor's part, hopefully he has a curse or something next turn.
Yeah. This is a great draw from Timothy. 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop on all the 6 is pretty good.
Though, I think, would you prefer to have 1-drop being an aggressive card?
Definitely.
2-drop being a card that, I can be fine with Intangible Virtue's a 2-drop, but
Honor of the Pure. I guess
Honor
of the
Virtue is actually slightly better right now.
Yeah, it is.
Keeping that Golem alive.
As strange as that seems.
Can't get Slagstorm, can't get Black Sun Zenith out. Get Black Sun Zenith smaller.
Right. Oh, and another Blade Splicer. Jeez.
And he better hope to have either a Ratchet Bomb or a Black Sun Zenith right here.
Yeah. Timothy Jones on the Mulda 6 representing a ton of power on the board on turn 4.
Tapping his land.
Always good to do when you cast your spells. And yeah, Victor can Black Sun for 3, but he'll still be taking
2
next turn.
It's not the worst.
No, it's not.
another Pristine Talisman.
Wow, so Victor has a whole lot of mana here, but he hasn't been able to do anything with it. And Timothy Jones with 10 points of power on the board.
Yeah, and one more land, and he gets that
Vault.
the vault's active. That means that if Victor, was to slam out an Inferno Titan or something, it's not going to
take one more turn.
Yeah, well, it's just not going to be the same. It's going to take so much longer.
Right. So Ancient Grudge kills one of those goals.
Yeah, it does not appear to have the green source right now.
No, definitely not. And activates Vault of the Archangel. So Timothy will gain 6 life. Victor will take 6, dropping to 12.
That was a pretty clutch Ancient Grudge.
Yeah, I mean, any removal spell there, he had to have a removal spell.
Right.
Victor untaps 2 Pristine Talismans and draws his card.
Man.
Yeah, if he can just slam something like a Titan, slam something like an Olivia.
Oh, Olivia right now would be wonderful.
Yeah.
It's going to take 2 turns to get bigger than that Golem, but...
Still, it'll pick off the Blade Splicer.
Yeah, I'd be able to pick off 1 Blade Splicer.
So main phase Forbidden Alchemy, gaining 2 life in the process.
Plenty of live draws here.
Oh, yeah.
You can even get one of those green-making lands.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Only if Grafdigger's Cage wasn't in play. We can't quite see it right now, but
that is
off
true.
screen right now is a Grafdigger's Cage and 1 intangible virtue.
There's Desperate Ravings.
Yep. And doesn't have anything for 4.
This game is taking much longer than I thought it would. It looked like Timothy Jones early on was just full steam ahead, and that activating that I can't see what else is in his hand, but activating that vault, did not do a lot of damage. Victor is just looking better and better the longer it takes Timothy Jones to do something.
Yeah, it doesn't advance Jones's board state, and Inferno Titan kills in almost as many turns.
Yeah.
And I mean, once Wormcoil Engine hits a couple times, it doesn't matter how many, or how much life Timothy Jones has. There's that cage. And looks like it's just another Vault activation.
Yeah.
So Timothy will go up to 32. Victor will drop to 8, assuming Victor doesn't have anything here.
If he has a way to deal with that other Golem, it's going to be real rough on Timothy. His board is going to be so far behind.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Timothy's been drawing this entire time. He doesn't really have many cards that he wouldn't be playing.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Wormcoil's a problem.
Yeah. So
let's see if
Victor
Timothy has an O-ring.
That's one of the only cards I can imagine that he would have in his hand that he wouldn't play.
Yeah. And we've really seen those Pristine Talismans are doing work.
Yeah, that card is so good against any small creature deck like
Pretty
this.
impressive.
It's a shame it doesn't get more play.
It really is. I really like that card. I really like that deck from last year that played those.
Yeah. Deck was great. So another Grafdigger's Cage in Timothy Jones' hand.
You see, there you go, just drawing all of these, useful spells that you want one of.
Right. It's the problem. It's a little like the ramp decks. You have to draw threats and ramp.
Yep.
This deck has to draw enhancements and creatures.
Sometimes it just happens.
We'll see what Timothy can do here against this Wormcoil. He would take Oblivion Ring. Go for the Throat is his other removal spell of choice. Unfortunately, that doesn't absolutely
he can't give his guys Death Touch, so he will trade with the Wormcoil, but 6 life is a lot.
Right. He can fight through it. It's just going to take him a lot of time to do so.
And that's time in the round, but they do have an extension.
Right. They have 4 extra minutes.
4 extra minutes. So now, Victor, I imagine he's going to block the Golem here.
Yeah, I think that Timothy has to leave a Blade Splicer back.
Yeah.
So that if Victor takes it, he can trade with the Wormcoil.
Right.
I think the correct attack here is Blade Splicer Golem token.
If that happens, I guess you just don't block then. If that happens, You make him spend his whole turn. You can draw something. Oh, he's got a sword in his hand.
Oh, wow. So I don't think Timothy is losing this game in time. The question is, can he win? Both players are playing pretty deliberately here.
Yep, I think you attack with all of them. He blocks there.
Yep. So Victor Nunez will force the vault activation.
I'm not sure I like blocking there. I think I... Why don't you block the golem?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because the vault's going to kill either way.
Right. Maybe Victor's trying to draw something like a ratchet bomb here.
Maybe.
Even so, I think ratchet bomb would tick up to 1 to kill Grafdigger's Cage.
Probably would.
Either way, Victor blocks the Blade Splicer, nets 2 life from that attack phase, so he's up to 12. Timothy gains 6 life. He's up to 38.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for Victor to will his life down this far.
Yeah, I think it's going to be hard for either player to win this game, really. I think they're headed straight for a draw. Because both don't seem concerned about the time.
Yeah. We don't like seeing draws that are intentional. It's never fun.
Right. Oh yeah, we're just
silly.
That golem of course has first strike. Thank you, Jacob, on Twitter.
Wasn't it? Oh yeah.
Because of Blade Splice.
Right. Okay.
But the
fair
golem
enough.
token has no text.
Yeah.
So it looks like Victor just said go, didn't play a thing. Just the golem token.
Make him use it, make him waste a turn.
Okay, so
even better now.
Before damage, go for the throats. Golem token trades with golem with Death Touch token. Timothy does not use the vault.
See, I would have waited. Maybe he got the first strike. I don't know.
Another Grafdigger's Cage from Timothy.
Wow.
So just asking to get ratchet bombed at this point, I think.
And he sat now. Timothy has a Sorin, I think. Oh, and he has another Blade Splicer.
Yeah. So it looks like Timothy's trying to save that Sorin, maybe until he can pay for a mana leak. End of turn Ravings.
First Desperate Ravings is cast in the match.
Yeah. Here it is. And it takes a non-trivial amount of time to actually discard a card at random, especially if they muddle around with the die.
This is this is someone. It's going to be very hard for either player at this point.
Yeah, especially with those 2 pristine talismans and a lifelink token left. So they have to be getting pretty close on time here. I think they have about a minute left. And yeah, they'll use a die, soaking up precious seconds. These players are headed straight for the X11 bracket.
And there goes mana leak.
So Victor will untap. Maybe. Maybe he won't untap. Ancient Grudge the Golem. So that's both of Victor's Ancient Grudges. Grafdigger's Cage is safe except for Ratchet Bomb now.
And in comes the Worm token.
Yep, bring the life total 16 to 35. A ton of life gain on the board right now.
Now we're on turn 1, so even if Victor slams, I don't know,
Inferno Titan would be the best he could do.
I don't think he's just going to have the turns.
No, he has 3 red sources, so that'd be 12 damage. No, there's no way Victor can win this game here.
If that was unfortunate. Yep. We don't like seeing games end in unintentional draws like this, but
no, I mean both these players played just really deliberately. They took a lot of time on actions that required no thinking.
That did happen a bit.
That's one of my pet peeves when I'm playing Magic. When my opponent just takes a really long time to untap his land. Say he untaps every land individually, he taps every land individually. It doesn't need to take that long.
The old when your opponent used top and they drew 1, 2, 3.
Right, exactly.
They did that 3 or 4 times a turn.
That's going to add up.
Yeah.
So Splicer comes in for 1, drops Victor to 15. I think that's the 7th time he's been at 15 this match.
It might be. Their life pads must look crazy.
Yeah.
They've got like the back of the 3rd pad at this point. Yep, Soren's going to come out, make a token, just to make sure Timothy doesn't die. I mean, that's got to be his only concern at this point, that
Right.
nothing crazy happens.
Yeah, he knows he can't win. Victor knows he can't win. They're both just playing to preserve the draw here.
Right. Well, I mean, Timothy theoretically could win, you know,
he probably could.
but
It would require Victor to have absolutely nothing and Timothy to
Right.
draw the perfect cards,
Right.
basically. So Victor is turn 3. He'll get 2 more attack phases. Timothy will only get 1. If we have the life totals right, Timothy might have 2 more. But it's a max of 2 turns for each player here.
turn 4, yeah. Headed straight to the draw.
Yeah, this was a really interesting match.
Yeah, this was.
I think this was my favorite match that we've seen on camera today. Just
Yeah, I mean,
tons of
both-
back and forth.
Both players did things. Both players, neither player got really horrible draws. I mean, I think Victor had a lot harder time last game than he probably should have, but
Right.
you know, that's going to happen.
And if you play that game out with those starting hands 100 times, I think Victor draws better in like 90 of them.
Yeah, at least. He's going to get in for some. Maybe just.
There's the hand.
Yeah,
It's a
there's
draw.
the hand. Yep.
Both players advance to 4-1-1, 5-1-1.
5-1-1, yeah. Next round will be round 7. 4-1-1.
Wow. So getting close. They need to win out though.
Yeah, so 4-1-1. Yeah, winning out should get them there. It's hard to tell.